Have you ever wondered what the strangest jobs in history were? While today's world offers some pretty unique careers, the past was full of truly bizarre occupations. From professional mourners to human alarm clocks, people have taken on some unusual roles throughout history. In this video, we'll uncover the weirdest jobs that actually existed. 1. The human alarm clock, knocker-up. Before alarm clocks became common, people relied on knocker-ups to wake them up for work. These individuals would walk the streets in the early morning, tapping on windows with long sticks or shooting dried peas at glass panes to ensure their clients got up on time. But who woke up the knocker-ups? That remains a mystery. The leech collector. During the 18th and 19th centuries, doctors believed in bloodletting as a medical treatment. Leech collectors waded into swamps and ponds, letting leeches attach to their legs before carefully collecting them. It was a dangerous and painful job, often leaving workers weak from blood loss. The whipping boy. In royal families, young princes were not allowed to be physically punished for their mistakes. Instead, they had a designated whipping boy. Whenever the prince misbehaved, the whipping boy would take the punishment. The idea was that the prince would feel guilty and learn from his mistakes. Imagine being punished for someone else's bad behavior. Talk about unfair. The professional mourner, moirologist. In ancient Rome, Egypt, and even Victorian England, families would hire professional mourners to cry at funerals. The louder and more dramatic the crying, the more respected the deceased was believed to be. Some of these mourners even tore their clothes, threw ashes on themselves, and wailed dramatically to make the funeral seem grander. The rat catcher. Before modern pest control, rat catchers were hired to rid cities of rodents. These brave individuals often used their bare hands or trained dogs to catch the disease-carrying pests. The job was dangerous, as rat bites could lead to serious infections. Some catchers even carried cages of rats and sold them for sport in rat-baiting games. The human computer. Before electronic computers, mathematicians, mostly women, were hired as human computers. They performed complex calculations for astronomy, engineering, and military purposes. Some of the most famous early computers, like those who worked on NASA's space missions, paved the way for modern technology. The gong farmer. During the Middle Ages, indoor plumbing didn't exist, and human waste had to be removed manually. Enter the gong farmer, a person hired to clean out cesspits and outhouses. They worked at night, often waist-deep in sewage, and were considered so low in society that they had to live outside city limits. The resurrectionist, body snatcher. In the 18th and 19th centuries, medical schools needed human bodies for dissection. Since donating bodies was uncommon, some people turned to grave robbing. Resurrectionists would dig up fresh graves and sell the bodies to doctors and anatomists. Some even turned to murder to meet demand, leading to famous cases like Burke and Hare in Scotland. The sin eater. A sin eater was someone hired to consume the sins of the dead. A meal, usually bread and ale, was placed on the deceased's body, and the sin eater would eat it, symbolically absorbing their sins so the dead could enter the afterlife with a clean soul. It was a low-status job, as people believed sin eaters became cursed. The lector, factory reader. Before audiobooks and podcasts, factories hired lectors, people who would read newspapers, novels, and political writings aloud to workers to keep them entertained. This was especially common in cigar factories, where workers spent long hours rolling tobacco. The lector was often chosen by the workers and helped educate them while they toiled away. These strange and fascinating jobs may seem absurd today, but they played an important role in history. As society evolved, so did our professions, but who knows? Maybe in the future, people will look back at some of today's jobs and find them just as bizarre. Would you ever consider doing one of these jobs? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content.